Just in time for the holidays, a slew of thrilling new films have been released on your preferred streaming services. This month is full of brand new entertainment that will keep you riveted to your screen, including heartfelt dramas, mind-bending mysteries, and exciting action-packed adventures. So let's look at some of the best movies available on these platforms, starting this month. Number 10. Weekend in Taipei. It is a 2024 action movie directed by George Huang. The plot centers on John Lawler, a DEA secret agent who is sent on holiday following a failed drugs raid. Using the chance, he goes to Taipei to look into Huang, a successful businessman and global narcotics dealer. However, John becomes heavily entangled in the dispute after Raymond, Huang's son, steals an important record that reveals Huang's secrets. It is a smooth, quick-paced action thriller that progressively reveals the protagonist's intertwined pasts through a humorous flashbacks. The action features furious fights, shootouts, and thrilling car sequences that keep the viewers on edge. While not as meaningful as big action thrillers, the film offers sleek, action-packed entertainment with an element of nostalgia. Number 9. Elevation. It is a post-apocalyptic action thriller directed by George Nolfi. The narrative unfolds in a post-apocalyptic setting where humans seek safety in the Rocky Mountains to evade enormous insect-like beasts that are incapable of surviving over 8,000 feet. The narrative centers on Will, one of the survivors who must risk everything to enter the danger zone in order to obtain critical supplies. Despite largely referencing the formula set by standard monster movies, the film experiments with genre norms in a fun way. Instead of inventing the wheel, the movie makes the most of its well-known structure to tell an ordinary tale that strikes a balance between anticipation and suspense. It's demonstration that keeping things simple can occasionally still lead to a fun experience. Number 8. The Substance. It is a 2024 ironic body horror film directed by Coralie Farjat. The narrative centers on Elizabeth Sparkle, a once legendary star of a fitness show who, after becoming 50, has been swapped by an aspiring young host. In an attempt to reclaim her youth, Elizabeth goes through a procedure known as the Substance, which produces a younger version of herself named Sue, who swiftly replaces Elizabeth in her previous position. However, there are strict rules for the procedure. The two must alternate roles every other week, and the waking version is in charge of feeding the sleeping one. As Sue's popularity soars, she dislikes the little time she is permitted to be awake, while Elizabeth feels more and more outdated and stuck in her vanishing personality. The film pushes limits with its ugly and deadly horror aspects, making even experienced viewers want to turn away from its bold and brutal body horror plot. Despite not delving extensively into Elizabeth and Sue's emotional bond, the film skillfully employs its visceral visuals to raise important issues regarding society's evaluation of women, while embodying the unvarnished, chaotic nature of mankind. Number 7. Venom: The Last Dance. It is the 2024 superhero action-adventure film, directed by Kelly Marcel. It is the final installment in the Venom saga and continues Eddie Brock's story as he traveled to New York in search of a new beginning, but a huge monster stops him in the way. Following a violent fight, Eddie is tossed into the Nevada desert, where Venom explains that the monstrous creature is after Codex, a mysterious force unleashed whenever he transforms into full Venom. The narrative progresses as they battle the creatures, and Rex Strickland and his military squad, who are looking for Eddie's symbiote for personal gain. The primary focal point is the growing bond between Eddie and Venom, which exhibits humor and vulnerability. New characters offer new insights but lack development. The action is excellent, but the plot is thin, and the stakes could have been raised with a more formidable enemy. For those who have enjoyed first two films, this one is worth seeing, and it is a bit better than the second. Number 6. Heretic. It is a 2024 psychological horror movie directed by Brian Woods and Scott Beck. The narrative centers on Sister Barnes and Sister Paxton, two young Mormon women who are on an assignment to bring in new members to the church. Their last stop of the day is with Mr. Reed, and the sisters are excited by his desire to learn a new faith and regard him as a potential conversion. But Sister Barnes quickly realizes something is wrong when they are led into a mysterious chamber where they discover Mr. Reed's sinister plan, which challenges their faith. Overall, it's a smart and scary horror that depends largely on discussions. The setting is created by brilliant production design, aggressive editing, and smooth camera work, which are complemented by outstanding performances. Despite small instances that may seem overdone in thought, Heretic shines out as a provocative horror experience that combines psychological and spiritual chills. Number 5. A Different Man. It is a 2024 dark comedy psychological thriller that Aaron Schimberg directed. The plot centers on Edward, a promising actor who, in an attempt to have the ideal looks for his job, has a severe surgical treatment to entirely change his appearance. But his new dream face soon turns into a nightmare, causing Edward to be unable to fulfill the role that was meant for him, which drives him to become obsessed with getting back what he feels was taken from him. Sebastian Stan gives a strong performance, giving his all in the most difficult role of his professional life. Although the film's first half is more intriguing, the second half delves into surrealism, which might seem excessive for the plot, but it never lags or gets dull. Even though it isn't flawless and at times seems to have an uneven tone, A Different Man is nevertheless a remarkable dramedy that offers an engaging and fascinating perspective on identity. Stan's powerful performance and the film's audacious concepts combine to make it engaging from start to finish. Number 4. Smile 2. It is a 2024 supernatural horror film directed by Parker Finn. The story begins 6 days following the conclusion of Smile, with policeman Joel trying to prevent the Smile entity from growing further. Meanwhile, pop sensation Sky Riley seeks treatment for an injured back, returns to her old drug supplier, but discovers that he is acting strangely and smiling violently, which causes Sky to be troubled by unusual happenings, seeing people smile strangely. As things worsen, Sky becomes more and more irrational in her resolve to face the evil force and preserve her sanity. Smile 2 is better than its predecessor, with solid filming and audio mixing, as well as Naomi Scott's remarkable, powerful performance. Although jump scares are still used in the sequel, they serve to create tension rather than typical scares. However, the film's monster, while terrifying, lacks the complexity of similar horror films, appearing more as a physical menace with no deeper riddle to solve. Overall, Smile 2 is a delight to see and meets the expectations of horror lovers looking for scares and excitement. Number 3. The Wild Robot. It is a 2024 animated science fiction adventure movie adapted from Peter Brown's 2016 book of the same name. The plot centers around Roz, a shipwrecked robot who wakes on an island and has been trained to complete duties for her owners. However, she unexpectedly becomes a mother when she adopts a young gosling after mistakenly demolishing the nest. Beyond what her programming had prepared her for, Roz tackles the difficulties of parenthood with the assistance of a resilient fox named Fink. It is a strikingly beautiful and emotionally stirring movie that masterfully illustrates Roz's journey of parenting and family. The film's emotional volume, combined with its charm and heart, sets it apart in a genre that generally relies on basic narrative. Although the plot is simple, there is a lot of room for thought and discussion, owing to the themes of relationships, community, and advancement. Like the book, the movie appeals to all audiences, including adults and younger ones. It is a must-see animated film of 2024. Number 2. Alien Romulus. It is a 2024 science fiction horror thriller directed by Fede Alvarez. The narrative centers on Rain and her brother, a synthetic named Andy, who labor and reside in a mining settlement in the hopes of saving up enough money to get off the planet. Their life is disrupted when Tyler and his colleagues make a dangerous offer to break into an abandoned ship wandering above the planet, outfitted with cryopods that could allow them to get away to the closest hospitable planet. Following their arrival on board, they find something locked in underground storage and inadvertently release it, endangering everyone's safety. The film abandons its ambitious sci-fi ideas of previous versions and goes back to the basic concepts, producing a tense and absorbing setting with powerful visual effects highlighting the space dangers. The recurring concepts of business exploitation from the first Alien films return, but survival is the main theme here, which makes the movie fresh and one of the best in the series. Number 1. Joy. It's a 2024 drama film directed by Ben Taylor. The film chronicles the inspirational true story of 3 people, nurse Jean Purdy, scientist Robert Edwards, and surgeon Patrick Steptoe, who together develop IVF treatment, improving the lives of numerous couples all over the world. Despite significant challenges from the multiple segments of society, they continue to work toward implementing the revolutionary procedure. The movie emphasizes their tenacity by showing their struggle for the common good and the global influence of their work. It is a heartfelt and sensitive drama that lives up to its title, telling a story that will genuinely touch your heart. Also, it doesn't shy away from chaos either, as the 3 leads have a difficult trip and must work for the joy that they desire. Overall, it is a feel-good, engaging movie for both adults and teenagers that presents the science of IVF in an easy-to-understand manner and has a powerful, emotional ending. That's it for today. Thank you for watching this video. Do subscribe to our channel to see more videos related to movies and series suggestions.